Namaste, Steph Snyder here with you, and this is going to be a short practice. I'm calling it lazy day yoga for when you just need to move a little bit, maybe in the beginning of the day when you're feeling kind of like tight or tired, or at the end of the day when you just kind of want to release the day but you don't have a ton of energy. So we'll begin on hands and knees and tabletop. So you can come forward. Bring the hands under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips, spread the fingers out wide. And from here, just start to circle the pelvis. So it's like you're drawing circles with your sit bones. And this just starts to unravel any kind of tension or holding around the low back and the low belly. And starts to ease us into some flow. And then go the other way, so just circle the hips the opposite direction and just go at your own pace. I mean, this should feel good, so you can't really do it wrong as long as you're just paying attention and moving in a way that feels like it's creating a little space and a little flow, especially if you have been sedentary for any amount of time. All right, one more circle. And then you can come back to center. Twisted child, okay? So you'll keep the thighs vertical, walk the right hand forward a little bit, thread the left arm under the right arm, so you come onto the left shoulder and the right elbow's bent, you're on the right fingertips, and I'm just reaching my left arm to the right. And this is just a sweet little twist. The head is on the floor, relaxed. And if you feel stable here, you can reach the right arm forward, straighten the right arm by reaching the right hand forward, and walk the right hand toward the midline of the mat. And just turning the heart, long lines of energy. Okay, so give yourself a big breath. So slow, deep breaths here are going to facilitate that nice, smooth movement and release. One more. Then bring the right hand under the shoulder, press yourself up, back to tabletop, and we'll go the other way. So you'll take the right hand, come onto the left fingertips, thread the right arm through the left, come onto the right side of the skull, and you can stay here. Just give yourself a moment with the left elbow bent to kind of establish ground and find your balance. And then if you feel stable here, you can reach the left arm forward, walking the left hand toward midline of the mat, and just reach the arms away from each other. So more than like focusing on alignment as much in this kind of a practice, even though, you know, you want to have sound alignment, it's about the slow, deep breath, the softening of the skin, and really just the receiving of each pose and each breath. So less doing, more receiving. You can soften the face, even close the eyes if that feels good. About one more breath here. Okay, now bring the left hand under the left shoulder. Press yourself back up to tabletop for Anahatasana. It's really Ardha Adho Mukha Svanasana, so it's puppy pose. Reach the arms forward, keep the thighs vertical still, and bring the forehead to the floor. So this is like a half down dog. We call it puppy pose or Ardha, which means half, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. And here just lengthening through the spine, through the side body, letting gravity traction the spine, and reversing the flow of energy in the low back. So usually energy is flowing down into the pelvis. This way we're reversing that flow and just loosening things up, especially in the low belly, low back. Big, slow, deep breath. And anytime you want to sigh, you know, open the mouth and exhale, do that. Give yourself another breath. And then walk the hands in, come back to tabletop, and let's come forward onto the belly. I don't know if you can hear that. My dog Slayer is barking. Okay, come all the way down to the belly. And this is just a wandering cobra. So bring the hands a little bit wider than the mat. Come onto the fingertips. Press the tops of the feet down. And inhale, lift the heart, and just gaze over the left shoulder. You can even turn the chest to the left a little bit. And exhale, float back down. And then inhale, float up. Gaze over the right shoulder. Nice and easy. It shouldn't be difficult. Exhale, ripple down. One more. Inhale, lift and turn to the left. Exhale, ripple down. It's smooth movement. Inhale, lift. Turn to the right. Exhale, ripple down. And one just up through center. Coil the spine, open the heart. And exhale, come all the way down. Stack the hands and bring the forehead to the hands and rest. Breathe into the low back. Give yourself another full deep breath here. Remember, you can exhale out of the mouth anytime. And then take your time to roll onto the back. Come onto the back so you're supine. And extend the legs out. Let the arms go out by the sides so they're just comfortably splayed out. Then bend the left knee, put the left foot on the floor. And this is a supine tree pose. Just let the left knee come out to the left across the floor. So it's basically tree pose, but you're laying down. It's a tree pose for lazy people. All right, so just close the eyes here and let that left leg succumb to gravity. Let the bones settle into the ground and deepen the breath. And then just keeping the body as it is and the eyes closed if you like that. You'll gently roll the head to the right. Just let the right side of the skull press into the ground. And then come through center and let the head roll to the left. So not forcing or pushing anything, just using gravity as a prop. And float your way back through center. Turn the head to the right, releasing the weight of the skull. Back through center. Over to the left. Just let the head land where it wants. And back through center. Pause here at center. Nice big breath all the way down into the bottom of the pelvis, the low belly, the low back. Okay, now bring the left knee pointing toward the ceiling. Inhale. Hug the left knee to the chest as you exhale. And this is a nice little compression on the low left belly. Then bend the right knee, put the right foot on the floor. Bring the knees together on the inhale, feet down. Exhale, hug both knees into the chest. And let the knees come over toward the left for a supine twist. Reach the right arm out to the right, turn the gaze to the right. And if it feels settling for you, you can bring the left hand to the top of the right thigh, just to ground the thighs. You're not pushing or deepening the twist really in any way. And then you can stay here closing the eyes or keep the eyes open, whatever feels right for you. You know, this is also a nice way if you're trying to sort of work your way into a more active or dynamic practice to start like this, you know. Sometimes we just have to kind of make friends with the breath and the body, and then we realize we want to move a little more. Or we don't, but at least it gives us an opportunity to check in and do something. Keep the breath easy and full. Let the belly relax. Let the jaw relax. One more big breath here. Okay, listen, you're going to straighten the right leg out. Turn over onto the left side of the body. Bring the hands to the floor. Turn the gaze toward the front end of the mat, okay? And then just pull that left shin underneath you. This is pigeon or like a Urdhva Ikapada Raja Kapotasan. Don't worry about that. So the left shin is in front of the belly, and the left heel is lining up in front of the right hip about. Okay, the right leg is shooting straight back and the hips are square. And then you can come forward and down over that left shin, pigeon pose. Now, if it happens that this doesn't feel great on your knee, your left knee for any reason, you'll do this instead. If you feel fine, stay where you are. If you would like a different variation that might be better or more accessible for tighter hips or any kind of knee stuff, bring the left ankle to the right thigh, laying on the back. You can stay there. Or if you have a little more space, you can reach the left arm through the left leg and hold onto the right shin with the hands, keeping the left foot flexed, okay? That's thread the needle. That's your variation or modification. Otherwise, you're in pigeon pose and settling in. So in either case, feel for softening in, maybe working the breath all the way down into the hips, pelvic floor. Be sure to relax the jaw. Relax the belly. Let the back of the neck soften. And the hip joint is a big joint and the ligament is very, very strong and thick. So we want to give this pose a few breaths, as long as it's not too intense. A few breaths and a few moments to really affect some positive change. Create some space, okay? And if at any point you're in this full pose and it becomes too much, you lie on the back and thread the needle. All right, let the breath soothe the body. Shoulders out of the ears. Let the right leg be very heavy and relaxed. Soften the inner left groin. Let the skin across the low back soften and release in, and then widen out. And you'll just give yourself a couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, slowly walk the hands under the shoulders. So you walk your way up out of that a little bit. Look forward or even up. And exhale. Roll over onto the left hip. Bring the right leg around. Step the right foot outside the left thigh. This is Ardha Matsyendrasana. So I'll show you from here. Left foot's tucked in. Right foot is outside the left thigh. Hold on to the right shin with the hands and lift the chest toward the thigh. Inhale. Then exhale, bring the right hand behind you. Wrap the left arm around the right thigh and twist to the right. And if this is pretty easy for you, hook the left arm over the right thigh. And I want to keep the spine long, okay? So no rounding of the back. Press the shoulder blades into the ribs and turn the heart to the right. So we're not, forcing anything. It's still like pretty chill, but you also want to maintain the natural curves of the spine. Okay, good. And then release, turn all the way back around and come on to the back. All right, here we go. On the back again. Extend both legs out, arms out by sides. Just pause here. Find the ground again. Okay, hug the left knee in. So the left knee just points up toward the sky. Draw the knee into the chest. And then bring the left, or sorry, not the left knee, the right knee. Okay, the right knee comes out to the right now. So we're in our fallen tree, our supine Vrikshasana. on the other side. Okay, let the arms soften. And again, just letting gravity move the bones toward the ground. Let the weight of gravity soothe, okay? And then the eyes closed, if that feels good for you. And just roll the head to the left. Pause there. Rock through center. Pause at center. Just no rushing. Roll the head to the right. Pause for a moment. Back through center. Pause in center. Rock the head to the left. Soften there. Ease your way on back to center. And one more time to the right. Roll the head to the right. Just let it hang there for a minute. And rock it back to center. Now just pause here. Give the body one more big breath. Okay, draw the right knee up into the chest and hug the right knee to the chest. Get that nice compression in the low right belly. Then bend the left knee. Put the left foot on the floor. Pause. Then hug both knees into the chest. Nice big inhale. And we'll twist the other way now. So on the exhale, let the knees come to the right. So the knees will come to the right side. And the left arm goes out across the floor, and turn the gaze toward the left. Supine twist here. And if it feels good for you, the right hand can just rest on the outer left thigh. Okay, but that doesn't mean you're cranking into the twist or anything like that. Okay, so we know we have a few breaths here to soften. You know, and sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, all of us, the longer you lived, the more you have of this. There's some sort of holding patterns in the body, in the nervous system, and in the structure itself through the muscles, ligaments, and fascia. And so sometimes those holding patterns we're really unconscious of them. And they may be not even causing us pain or discomfort, but when we give the body an opportunity to soften and to sit and sort of marinate in some of these poses like we are now, those sort of older holding patterns might have the opportunity to start to soften and let go. And we might claim a little more space in the body. Especially the world that we live in today is a lot of moving around, a lot of busy, you know, whether it's physical busy or mental busy. We all need to take time to just soak a little and slow down and create an environment for release. So let's give you another breath or so. Sorry, that's my dog, if you can hear him. Okay, so now turn to the right. Okay, straighten the left leg. Keep turning toward the front end of the mat. You press into the left foot, swim that right shin around. So now the right heel is in front of the left hip point. The left leg is pointing straight back. You can untuck the left toes and ease your way on down over the right shin. Any amount. So you may just come down halfway. That's cool. Maybe you can come all the way down. But there's no need to force or push anything. And then if you need to modify, roll onto the back and thread the needle. Okay? And in any case, you're softening. And wherever you notice any kind of rigid, like tightness in the skin, anywhere in the body. You want to just actively reach the mind into that space and soften and let go. And remind the body, or remind any like tight spot that it doesn't have to be. Okay? So now you get to run the river of the breath wherever it's called in the body. And soften. Belly hangs down. Legs are heavy. Pelvis is seeking the ground and relaxed. Shoulders just gently slide away from the ears. And on your next big exhale, just actively release the entire skin body. So the organ of the skin, just let it soften in. And allow the skin to become supple and receptive to the flow of the breath. And see if you can catch a couple more really deep breaths here, even that result in a sigh. That's always a good sign. I'm a big fan of the sigh. Okay, it's a great way to cue the nervous system that everything is okay. All right, so you'll go for one more breath. And then as you're ready, you can float the hands under the shoulders and lift the chest. You'll rock way over onto the outer right hip so that you can swing the left foot outside the right thigh. I'll turn so you can see, okay? So now the right foot's tucked in. You're not sitting on it, okay? Your sit bone is down. Bring the hands to the left knee and just hug the knee in a way that you can lift and open the chest. Then we'll twist to the left. Left hand back. Wrap the right arm around the left leg and turn the gaze toward the left. And then same as last time, if you have a space for it and it feels easy, you can hook the arm over the leg, coming into your Ardha Matsyendrasana. But not if you round the back. So if it makes you round the back, then back it up, and just you can even hold on to the outer left thigh with the right hand, if that helps you. All right, so wherever you are, keep it easy, nice deep breath. You might feel this as an outer hip opener too. All right, and then inhale, come back through center. And this is our last pose. Bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Okay, and so sometimes it's a really active pose, right? So we're really lifting and opening the spine. But for today, I'll turn sideways so you can see what I mean. Move the feet a little further away from you than you normally would, all right? And instead of coming forward with a flat back, round the back a little bit. And then roll yourself down any amount. So that means maybe the elbows are on the feet and you can bring your chin to your hands. Or maybe you can round and tuck the chin and bring the head to the feet. But stay where you are and just feel we don't want a tugging or a pulling on the low back, but with the legs and this external rotation, feel the wings of the sacrum widen out. And there's a width coming into the low back. And the sit bones are grounded. The inner groins are soft and relaxed. The thighs are heavy. And we'll have another 2 breaths here. One more breath. And ease your way up out of that. Hug the knees into the chest, bow the head, expressing gratitude to the innermost self, gratitude for this body, this moment, this breath, and this practice. And from here, you can lie back in Shavasana and rest there in your corpse pose. Or maybe you want to move a little bit more, or it's time to get somewhere. But at this point, you are feeling more connected, I hope, more grounded, more centered. And let's bring the hands together in front of the heart if you're not in Shavasana. And I thank you so much for this practice. And we're grateful for each other, for this day, and for this breath. Namaste.